In this video, we will learn about the Select tool and how to use the Select tool in conjunction with the transformation box that appears around an object when you select it. And so you can tell I'm using the Select tool because the Select tool is lit up brightly orange, and that is found at the top left of your workspace. And if I click on the empty workspace, I will simply deselect whatever was selected, and I can click again to select the object. And when I click on it, we get the transformation box that comes around the outside, and it has lots of helpful tools and information such as what size is the baseball bat in both height and width. You would use the handles around the outside to resize your baseball bat. So if I grab on a corner handle, I can make the baseball bat smaller or larger. If you grab on a side handle, it will stretch or squish your baseball bat to, a new shape. The icons around the outside. So starting from the bottom left, this one is copy. So when I click on copy, it will make a second baseball bat, and I can simply use that to make multiple baseball bats. Let's go ahead and change their colors. So I'll select a bat and then click on a color. And so now we have 3 different baseball bats, and we can see them all in our sequence area, and they all have a different color. So when I select the gray bat, I have the ability to zoom specifically to the bat that I have selected. So when you select something, there's always a zoom icon to zoom to your selection. The icon at the top is a delete. So if you want to delete your selection, you can just select it and then click delete. So select the yellow bat, click delete. And so now we're down to 1 bat. If you want to change the location of your bat, you can simply pick it up and move it. But if you want to make micro movements, these small arrows are like nudge arrows. So you can nudge to the left or nudge to the right and nudge up and nudge down. Over on the right hand side at the top right and the bottom left, you will find a rotation button, and so you can use that to rotate the baseball bat to a different orientation. Over here you have the ability to lock the baseball bat. So once again, if there were more than 1 baseball bat and they were different colors and then I locked one of them, then if I tried to select both baseball bats, it would only select one of them because this one is locked. You can tell it's locked because in your sequence area it will show with a lock beside it, whereas the darker green bat shows an open lock. If you want to unlock your baseball bat, then you simply click back on the lock tool to unlock it. And now both baseball bats are selectable, and notice that I can click and drag with the select tool to select both baseball bats. If you have a lot of baseball bats and it's difficult to select just the one that you want, you may need to use the lasso selection tool. And with the lasso selection tool, you can click and drag or click, click, click to draw your selection, and then right click to complete it and make the selection. Of course, you can also select baseball bats by clicking on them in your sequence area, but we're talking about the select tool and the sequence or the transformation box that comes around the outside. So we haven't quite finished all of the options after the lock button. Down at the bottom on the right is the right click. So this will simply show you the contents of the right click on top of your selection. And that is because sometimes we could be using a mouse that does not have a right click. Specifically, drawing pens quite often just have left click only. And so when using such of a tool, this would be a handy way to get to your right click. The one at the very bottom in the center is to access your shape mode. And so when you choose on shape mode, you can now access the points that make up your baseball bat. And notice that we're no longer in select mode. We are now in shape mode. But if you click back on select mode, you will go back to having the same transformation window around the outside. And so there's several icons that are around the outside that can be helpful for shortcuts that, of course, they exist already on your workspace. So the shape tool can be found here, but it can also be found over here on the toolbar. And also, when you're in select mode, you'll find an option to go into shape mode in your dynamic floating toolbar. So it doesn't matter which way you choose the option, they will always uncover, the tool that you have selected. And so this video is about the select tool and how to use the select tool to select multiple shapes. Perhaps one more thing I can say about that is it will only select shapes that were 100% selected. And so if I select the first 2 bats but don't get around the third one will not get selected. If I draw the box around all 3, it will select all 3 baseball bats. And so something needs to be 100% selected or surrounded by the selection box to be included in the selection. And so I hope you enjoyed this video about using the select tool and the transformation box.